April 15, 1912, the unsinkable Titanic sinks into the icy Atlantic, supposedly torn open by an iceberg. Tragic, yes. But was it really that simple? Over a century later, some still wonder, what if something else struck first? Something ancient, massive, and lurking in the deep? For generations, sailors have whispered of a creature with glowing eyes and tentacles long enough to drag entire ships under. Could a Kraken, a real-life sea monster, have been waiting below the Titanic that night? Before we chalk it all up to frozen bad luck, let's rewind the clock and look closely at what really happened the night the Titanic went down. The Titanic set sail with over 2,200 passengers, boasting luxury, innovation, and a reputation for being unsinkable. But just days into its maiden voyage, at 11:40 p.m. on April 14, 1912, something struck. Moments later, chaos erupted, people thrown from their beds, panicked screams echoing through the decks. The official explanation: a monstrous iceberg, 1.5 million tons of ancient ice, drifted unusually far south and sliced into the ship's steel belly, breaching 5 watertight compartments. And while some survivors remember a shuddering impact, others claimed it felt more like the ship was yanked from beneath. That's where the whispers begin. Hints of something ancient, powerful, and lurking far below the surface. And from there, the story takes a wild and very tentacled turn. Lurking in the cold mist of Norse mythology is the Kraken, a legendary beast so massive it could drag entire ships beneath the sea, like toys in a bathtub. While that might sound like sailors' gossip past, nature gives us reason to raise an eyebrow. Some theorists believe the Titanic's dramatic demise felt a little too theatrical for an iceberg. Passengers tossed from their beds, strange sounds bubbling up from below, and a force that felt like the ship was tugged downward. That's where the Kraken theory originates, suggesting maybe the iceberg was just a convenient fall guy for something far more monstrous. Sure, there's no physical proof, no sucker prints or bite marks. But when it comes to ancient sea creatures and unsolved mysteries, it's hard not to get reeled in. After all, the ocean hides a lot of secrets, and possibly a few oversized calamari. Alright, so let's say the Kraken isn't just a myth passed around by seasick sailors. If something that massive and moody really was lurking in the depths that night, could it have actually taken down the Titanic? Let's get tentacle deep into the what if. Imagine a Kraken, not your average calamari, but a beast over 100 feet long, with arms thick as oak trees and the muscle power to make a whale rethink its life choices. Now pit that against the Titanic, a 52,000-ton steel giant nearly 900 feet long. That's like a house cat trying to take down a freight train. Adorable, but not very practical. Even today's colossal squid, terrifying as they are with their bone-snapping beaks and frisbee-sized eyeballs, couldn't crush through steel. But what if our legendary Kraken had some upgrades? Maybe it didn't need to Hulk smash the hull. Just snap a rudder, jam a propeller, or wrap a few tentacles around the bow for a good shake. One well-placed yank, and suddenly the unsinkable is looking pretty wobbly. Sure, there's zero evidence, but hey, most of the ocean is still unexplored. So until we've looked under every rock and shipwreck, the Kraken isn't technically ruled out. Besides, it's way more fun blaming a giant sea monster than a big floating ice cube. Thanks for diving into the depths with us as we unraveled the mysterious tale of the Titanic and the legendary Kraken. If you enjoyed exploring these fascinating stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Have a topic you'd like us to dive into next? Let us know in the comments. Join us as we get animated about science at Animated Science.